All right, I know this is a little belated. It's been a few weeks now since the season wrapped up, but I did want to talk about the season 3 of The Traitors. The Traitors is a reality show that is basically a glorified mafia game, if you're familiar with that social deduction game where you got a group of people and they're usually called the town, and then there's a couple that are the mafia who are secretly killing the others in the night, and then you have to come to conclusions as a group, do public votes to try to get the mafia out. But in this game, it's the faithful versus the traitors, and now it's essentially become reality TV all stars, is what the traitors is for the U.S. version. I've only seen the U.S. seasons of the Traitors. I still very much have the other international versions on my to watch list, like top of the list, because I love the Traitors. Ever since the first Traitors, it was boom. It fired on all cylinders for me. Checked off exactly what I was looking for in a reality show, and then the next two seasons after that was super highly anticipated for me. And then this season, even more so. It had some legendary players in there, some of my personal favorites. And it's worth saying that as far as reality TV goes and in what they tend to include on the Traitors, Survivor and Big Brother are really my knowledge base. I don't know anything about the Real Housewives or these other tangential like Bravo shows and that kind of reality show in general. Really just the competition reality shows. And even so, the challenge I don't watch. I just know of Wes from his reputation. But yeah, some of my personal favorite Survivor players are Tony and Boston Rob, and they're both in this season. And then I liked Carolyn, and I love Jeremy as well. So that was a great bunch of survivors right there. And then Danielle Reyes and Brittany for Big Brother, both legends. So as far as the people I knew, I already knew that was stacked. Great stuff. And then going into the season, learning about the different people, I was excited to see them play just from learning bits about them. And then when I saw them in action, I'm like, I totally get it. And you can just tell it's the star-studded cast as far as reality TV is concerned. And I grew to really like some of these people I didn't know at all before. Like Bob the Drag Queen was excellent entertainment. Ion, who was only there very briefly, she was awesome. Sierra was fun. Gabby and Dylan were random breakout stars. Tom actually had some fun moments, but yeah, it was just a really solid cast. It's one of the best casts in reality TV history. I also forgot Derek in mentioning the Big Brother people, because they came in the cages and whatnot. But yeah, I don't want to go super into detail here because it's already been talked about. I already know I'm a little behind the curve here. But want to put out there that I think The Traitors Season 3 is one of the best seasons of reality television I've ever seen. Honestly. It's just like, I have my minor qualms with the game. And when in like how the game functions in terms of a competition, game design, I have qualms with it. I had major qualms with it after season 1, and they've progressively made it better and better. And there's still a lot of work to be done in that department. But as a TV show, as a television program, it's hard to really knock it much here. It was excellent television. Large majority of the season, every episode has some big moment, whether it was actually some fun strategic moments, whether it was good or often bad strategic moments, or like bad choices on the player's part. There was either that, and in the off chance there wasn't, which was rare, there was still some iconic lines from some iconic reality TV legends here. So while I wouldn't have done the whole stunt they pulled with Boston Rob and the mask, the unmasking moment and shake the hand, that was so silly. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done the cage thing, bringing in Derek, Wes, and Rob in the cages. I think that stuff is silly and it's stupid, and it allows for people to view the game in a way that I don't think is very compelling television. Like, it became like, anytime it becomes a meta discussion, I don't think it's very good for the show and the concepts. Which is why I've kind of always been a proponent of, you should cast a bunch of people that are all capable of being traitors and then do completely random. Because I'm tired of the meta gaming that people do where it's like, well, we've gotten 2 guys, so it's probably a woman, and we've gotten one housewife and 1 Big Brother person, so there's probably a survivor person. You know, that way they talk through it. I don't really enjoy the aspect of it. If we could cut down on that, it would be cool. But yeah, it was an excellent season of television, and really only at the very end did it really slow down. It's disappointing. It would be almost a perfect season of television if the ending was more satisfying, because really there's so much chaos, so much mess throughout the season, which I love. And then ultimately when the dust settles, it's kind of the less interesting people left. Like, when it came down to the end game, I was rooting for Dylan and Gabby. I was like, if they could both make it, that would be great. At least, like, I could say they played well, pretty well. Like, pretty well. I mean, like, Dylan was all under Boston Rob for a long time. I mean, it's not perfectly polished gameplay, but at least pretty well. And then you just have Dolores, who played horribly the whole season, and Ivor, who didn't do much the whole season, tagged along as winners as well. So it was, like, anticlimactic as a finish, but you can't always have an amazing finish. I was just really hoping, because the last 2 seasons there's been some big moment in that fire. I think it's called the Fire of Truth at the end. In the first season, the most iconic moment ever, the reaction, just amazing reality television moment. And the second season, that random when Trishelle voted for CT, that was a great moment as well. So this one didn't have that. That's the only notch against it. But in every other regard, it outclasses the first 2 seasons. And the casting is amazing. And the minute-to-minute content we were getting each episode, as far as, like, there was a ton of gameplay. Very sloppy gameplay, but there was a ton of it. And there was a ton of iconic moments. And I personally was really here for the Traitors imploding on themselves very quickly, and just the drama of that. I've never seen anything like it to that extent. So that was wild to watch. And a big thing coming into this season, when I knew the people they had for my Survivor reps, I was like, Boston Rob, he's the one person that people will know, even if they don't know Survivor people. So he felt like he would be toast to me. We wouldn't get anything of him. My biggest concern was, well, if he's a traitor, it's super obvious, so he'll be out immediately. Or if he's a faithful, he'll be killed immediately because they don't want to deal with him. So either way, I was like, we'd be lucky if we get 1 episode out of him. And then I was surprised we got some amazing Boston Rob content. Like, yeah, he didn't play the most optimally to actually make it to the end, but it was always going to be an uphill battle. And to even make it as far as he did, I never would have predicted it. I thought it would have been out immediately. And we got an amazing couple moments from him too. Like, I love the Bob the Drag Queen roundtable moment, just for the drama, the showmanship of it. It was just awesome, just a lot of fun. And then him versus Wes / Derek, that was fun too. But then it was like there was nowhere else for you to go at that point. So it's like Rob got out all the gamers, all the Survivor players and the winners, but couldn't get further than that. That was about as far as he could go. But I'm just grateful we got what we did out of him, and never thought we would have. All that to say, an amazing season of television. I can't wait for next season, but it's like, wow, they really went all in on the cast this season. I can't imagine who they can bring in now. It's really going to be like, because after these first couple seasons, we really had these big ones that we're still waiting to check off, like the Boston Robs and the Tonys. But now that we've gone through like all of the Mount Rushmore of Survivor, and the Mount Rushmore Big Brother that are willing to play, then now it's looking like I'm kind of excited just to see what wild card picks we're going to get now, because now none of them are like easily predictable. So could get some weird choices, maybe some inspired choices, would be cool to see. Just from them casting someone like Carolyn, who paid off really well this season, we see that they're not just going to be voting for legends, and like I said, they've burned through most of them. So that's cool. You never know who we're gonna get. So I'm looking forward to it in that regard. See what we get next. I wonder if we'll ever do like a Traitors All Stars. I don't know how that would work, but I wonder if they would ever do something like that, bring people back. Who knows? The Traitors Season 3 was an all-timer, and I can't wait for more. All right. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this one. I talk about movies, television, and reality TV all here on the channel. And sound out below, what did you think of the season? Did it deliver for you as much as it did for me? Let me know. And take care.